do 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 do. The devil, it's like squashing a bug. I already got my Jesus mug. The devil, it's like squashing a bug. I already got my Jesus mug. The devil, it's like squashing a bug. I already got my Jesus mug. Do 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 do. The devil, it's like squishing a mug. Already got my Jesus mug. The devil, it's like squishing a mug. Already got my Jesus mug. The devil, it's like squishing a mug. Already got my Jesus bug. The devil, it's like squishing a bug. Already got my Jesus mug. Do do down down do 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 down down do do hey hey do do down down do do hey do do down down do love Jesus hey do 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 do. The devil, it's like squishing a bug. Already got my Jesus mug. The devil, it's like squishing a bug. Already got my Jesus mug. The devil, it's like squishing a bug. Already got my Jesus mug. The devil, it's like squishing a bug. Already got my Jesus mug. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Hey, down, down, how, how. Hey, down, 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 down. Love, Jesus. The devil, it's like squishing a bug. Already got my Jesus mug. The devil, it's like squishing a bug. Already got my Jesus mug. The devil, it's like squishing a bug. Already got my Jesus mug. The devil, it's like squishing a bug. Already got my Jesus mug. Bow, bow, down, down, bow. Bow, bow, down, down, bow. Bow, bow, down, down, bow. The devil, it's like squishing a bug. Already got my Jesus mug. The devil, it's like squishing a bug. Already got my Jesus mug. The devil, it's like squishing a bug. Already got my Jesus mug. The devil, it's like squishing a bug. Already got my Jesus love. So energy is in many forms. It's in mechanical, it's in electrical. You can have chemical energy, like nuclear energy. You can have all different types of energy. Some people just say energy is a capacity to do work, almost. It takes energy to do work. Same thing with all the particles and subatomic particles that spin around every day. But it's admitting something. Energy, in a way, is a trace, right? So something happens, and then there's a trace of that. And it shifts. So energy can shift. Light is energy, but it has to admit a trace to become energy. That's why it goes as fast as itself twice. That's what squared means. So if you can run at 4, when you square, then you run at 16, right? On energy. So energy can move at certain speeds. When it's squared, it's multiplied by itself. That's what makes it light. So light is kind of a trace of energy that happens all around us because we're on a certain frequency. Dark matter does not emit light, so you cannot see dark matter because it's at a different frequency, right? Non-existence is the same. It's at a different frequency. That's why they always say, well, nothing ceases to exist. True. But there has to be a theory there to explain that. And thus it would have to exist because you said it did. Thus, non-existence does exist. That's what NE stands for. Equals dm, which is dark matter, cubed times the speed of light squared. So light is involved in existence. They've already proven that a long time ago.
My grandfather once said that everything's made of photons. So photons, a subatomic particle, right? And so there's other particles involved. But dark matter is a theory, and it's supposedly there's more dark matter that's out there than just light. So we can't see it. It's just there in between the light in a way. Non-existence is enveloping those two ideas. It's enveloping, so it's going in between. Thus, we'd be able to travel around the light, around the dark matter, in between. Right? So we'd start from here, and then we'd reappear in another time and space through Stephen Hawking's wormhole, or what Stephen Hawking calls the black hole theory, or the black hole. He wrote about black holes and stuff. So it's a vacuum in space, dealing probably with dark matter and light and non-existence. So any is a theory I've coined. Any equals dm cubed times speed of light squared. That is any. Once we understand that, we'll begin to break and tear through existence, and thus starting to develop what's known as re-existence. So since my theory is relative and general, just as Einstein, important, now we get all Oppenheimer kind of, right? I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet. It's Christopher Nolan, but I want to see it. So now we say, well, how do we use any as an application? How do we apply it to science, and where does it go? So it's there to be kind of used to store matter. So we have space, which we could say 0, and we have mass, which we could say 1. So 1 goes into 0 and makes 1. So then we have storage, right? You take an object and you put it in a box. The box is full, that's a storage. Non-existence is that empty box, let's say, that can be manipulated and used as storage. The only difference, and that will knock your block off, is that storage is unlimited. It goes on for all of time and space. It never ends. Thus, we have never-ending storage. All right, so we need storage to do certain things. That's how it's applied. It's like, wow, Cole Spivey invented a new way to store stuff. Exactly. Now, why sometime in the future do we go time travel? It's possible. Well, we know it's possible. And I'll tell you why. We have computers that know the angle of things. They know and trace things in 3 dimension. Every time you open your phone and use your face to do it, it's reading 3 dimension, an understanding of 3 dimension. Okay? We have 3D printers as well. We have the ability to recreate existence and also in time, because we know the angle, the structure, the chemical compound of things. We have it all listed, and a computer can assimilate that very quickly. Even its electrical components, its mechanical components, its physical components, everything that it is can be recreated, but not in this space, right? I mean, yes, we can get a 3D printer to print something, but if we truly recreate it, we have to recreate it in non-existence, in a new space, thus a new time. That's a different theory than just creating something right there, or creating something right here with a 3D printer. This is using computers and everything and knowledge to recreate matter, store it in a new existence that we have opened up in the new existence theory. Thus, it's unlimited storage for all matter. And they got jalapenos with it too. So, pizza. So you can take a 3D printer and find out the chemical compound of that wheel and just print it in our time and space. Our future computers will be able to take the chemical compound, the physical compound, the mechanical compound, everything that makes that up physically as mass and energy, and reprint it in non-existence, in a tear, in new time and space. Thus it would exist in basically like a parallel universe that we would call it in like a sci-fi kind of movie or something like that. Really it is us ripping a tear into existence and filling it with whatever we choose, or whatever we need to do, whatever matter needs to go there, and whatever structure. We're that complex of people. We have that much knowledge. They're all the way from Connecticut. Now you know that. So Jean-Luc Godard, who was a genius, made Breathless and other movies. He understood that there is no such thing as one image. It's always two. So he understood this, and other filmmakers are like, what is he talking about? There's no such thing as one image. There's two. Thus, that's what makes compound. If you look up the definition of compound, something just cannot function without a relative balance, right? What is balance? Balance is what balances out, right? So that's another theory of saying for every action is an equal and opposite reaction. That's a compound. So 15.8, 2.9. So in history, we study history to understand our future. That would help in a lot of cases. So say if we were able to rip, say, gash, or let's say create a rip in time and space, let's call it that, and we're able to fill that time and space with a structure that looks exactly like 1963, let's say November 22nd 1963, talking Stephen King, right? And we're able to use these computers almost like, let's just say drones, that fly into this rip in existence. Only the computer already knows exactly what everything looks like. And it begins reassimilating time and space. Really what it is mass. So it starts reassimilating mass in this non-existence. And it's perfectly safe because the chemical compounds of the trees are recreated, and everything just starts reliving right there, like a new organism. Exactly like Dealey Plaza. And we know the chemical compound makeup of John F. Kennedy because we still have his bones. And probably most everybody else that was there at the time. And we know these compounds exist. And all of a sudden, boom, we can re-enter ourselves and literally go back into time. That is a sound time travel theory. A very sound one. Now, I've seen Primer. I don't remember Primers per se. They didn't focus that long on the theory of time travel in Primer. There are movies where they do focus on time travel theory and theorems. There's a few of them. I'll have to find them to, I know the ones like Time After Time, Back to the Future. There's another one that's called, Primer was Shane Carruth. He got some awards for that. And he got to make Upstream Color in Dallas. But we're talking about reassimilation of mass and us being able to go there. Let's say if you clone something, right? And that thing is recreated in our time and space. The only time there'd be a butterfly effect is if those two things could rejoin, the gash and time, so the gash and existence, and if it was able to come into our existence, then there'd be what's known as a butterfly effect because it was not created in this existence. Thus, it would change existence, just like when a baby is born. There's change in existence. So what I'm saying is there's another existence out there that we cannot see or experience because it's non-existence. It's a very general theory, but dark matter's related to that, just like it's related to our existence here, and the standard speed of time, because we have NE equals dm cubed times the speed of light square, affecting existence. God, it's like 0.4 seconds, and I'm still moving too. My goodness. Here's 1, and here's 0.5. 1, 0.5. 1.5. La la la. I am going to include it in a play, the NE theory. You ever seen that play Art? It's just called Art. I love that play. I've only seen segments of it, but it's a cool idea. This artist presents a blank canvas and he says, this is art. And then he begins selling it, and it becomes a big, it becomes a big issue because he didn't put any energy in it at all to create it. But it was a blank canvas, but he came up with the idea that it was art. And so it's a whole play. The play that I will be working on is it's a playful play involving a cat, a writer, and an alcoholic. A copyright Nazi just comes in for a minute. A guy named Cash Gordon comes in and measures the physical makeup of the place. He comes and measures the inside of the place. We got another character, Scott on Tape, which is on just on the television. Because Scott on Tape's out there. So, it affected my life. So Scott on Tape affects you, maybe. So I included it in the play because I have history in playwriting. And then also I added a security guard, day worker 1, Mexican day worker 2, and I added I think that's it. Oh yeah, the jet noise, which is kind of a character. There's a lot of other stuff too. The whole entire play is a character, But that one I'm going to do, and I think one time, at some point, Ash refers to himself as a time-traveling Nazi. It's just kind of an inside joke that he has with himself. Now, Sniffles, which is the alcoholic, she doesn't really riff on his whole, I'm a time-traveling Nazi kind of thing. But here's this. In the other play that I want to write sometime in the future, it's going to be called NE equals dm cubed times speed of light squared. And it's going to be about this theory. It's going to be a play. It'd be cool to do on stage. They've done time travel plays before. It's not real common, but it has been done. It's very common in cinema because you can cut and then reappear. You can cut and paste stuff. Imagine if Einstein went to the actor's studio. Got a few of them. Let's go, Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando would talk about Einstein. I once went to Einstein and I offered him some mashed potatoes. I took the mashed potatoes and I rubbed them in my armpits and I said, "This is MC square." Einstein stuck his tongue out like this. And I just laughed. And I said, "Had you ever heard of Dennis Hopper when he would go, 'Man, you can't land on the moon with a fraction'?" He just turned into Dennis Hopper. "Man, you can't land on the moon. A fraction, landing on the moon and a fraction, man. You can't do that, man. That's like astrophysics, man. You can't just land on it. You don't understand this guy, man. You don't understand him, man. He's freaking crazy, man." He's talking about Kurtz, Colonel Kurtz, from Hearts of Darkness, Conrad's masterpiece, also known as Apocalypse Now by Francis Ford Coppola. Gonna read a poem about the Hollow Men, and I think I swallowed a bug. Brando actually did swallow a bug on set, and Coppola did get a little worried because there's all types of bugs in the Philippines. All right, man. All right, you can't land on the moon, the fraction. You can't land, you can't do that, you can't land on the moon. If you live in a cave, that's a pizza carrying bag with a tossed salad on the top of it. Now, if you know the pizza joint, it's freaking genius. Or close to it. Because it's good pizza. Tastes like a big old city. They call it Big Apple.